Today we are going to study fundamental unit of life. Children, you have seen building and you know the smallest unit of building is brick. And this brick are attached to each other and form a building. So we can say the smallest unit of building is brick. Same all the living organism like plant or animals or human being, they also made up of tiny units called cell. And in living organism these cells are arranged in a particular manner and form a body structure. So we can say cell is the smallest unit or fundamental unit of life. In this chapter we will study in detail about cell. So, discovery of cell. Cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. He observed a piece of cork, a plant cell, in his simple microscope and noticed small closely packed a chamber like a honeybeam comb and coined the term cellule, which means hollow. Now some important definition of cell. Cell is defined as unit of cell because life cannot exist without a cell. Second is cell are the building blocks of life. It is because like bricks are used to form a building, same cells are used to form the body of an organism. Third one is cells are structural and functional unit. Cells are structural unit because various type of cells arranged in a specific pattern to provide structure to the body of an organism. And functional unit because the function performed by the body are actually performed by the cell. Now size of the cell, very small size and cells are very small in size and we cannot see without microscope. These cells are known as microscopic cell and we measure their size by a small unit that is known as micron and nanometer. 1 micron equal to 1 upon 1000 millimeter and 1 nanometer equal to 10 meter. And some cells can be seen without microscope. These cells are known as macroscopic. Example, egg cell. Now, next topic is number of cell. Number of cell, simple organism which are made up of one cell. They are known as unicellular organism. Uni means single, cellular means cell. So the organism which are made up of single cell, they are known as unicellular organism, and some organism which are made up of more than one cell, they are known as multicellular organism. And in unicellular, all the activities like nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion, all the activities are carried out by single cell. But in multicellular, cells are specialized to perform different activities like transportation. Different group of cell, they perform this transportation activity. Now unicellular, the example of unicellular amoeba, paramecium, chlamydomonas, and multicellular organism, plant cell, animals and human being. Now shape of the cell. Shape of cells depend upon the specific function it performs. Some cells like blood cell, their shape is circular. Muscle cell, their shape is spindle shape. And guard cell, their shape is kidney like. WBC amoeba, their shape is irregular. And nerve cell, their shape is typical because they receive message and transport from one part to other part of the body. Now next is prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. All the living organism is categorized into two: non-cellular organism and cellular organism. Non-cellular organism means the organism which do not contain cell. Example, virus. And cellular organism, they contain either one or a many cells. They are again two types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Pro means primitive, karyotic means nucleus, and eu means true, karyotic means nucleus. And this prokaryotic cell small in size, and eukaryotic they are large in size. And in prokaryotic, nuclear region is not surrounded by nuclear membrane, means the nuclear membrane are scattered in the cell. And eukaryotic, well defined nucleus is present which is surrounded by nuclear membrane. In prokaryotic, nucleolus absent, but in eukaryotic, nucleolus present. In prokaryotic, single chromosome is present, but in eukaryotic, more than one chromosome present. And in prokaryotic, membrane bounded cell organelles absent. Cell organelle, about cell organelle, you studied in 8th standard like ER, mitochondria, Golgi body, they are absent. But in eukaryotic, these cell organelles are present. Now next is structure of cell. Cell consists of three parts: cell envelope, cytoplasm and nucleus. What is cell envelope? Cell envelope means outermost covering of the cell form the cell envelope. And the following two are cell wall and cell membrane. This cell wall, it is present only in plant cell, but cell membrane, they are present both plant cell as well as in animal cell. This cell wall is thick and rigid, but cell membrane thin and flexible. Cell wall, which is made up of cellulose, but cell membrane, they are made up of lipid and a protein. This cell wall maintain the shape and size of the plant cell, and this cell membrane also maintain the shape and size of the cell. They form the protective layer, and cell membrane, they give protection to the cell. Cell wall is non-living because they are freely permeable. Any substance can move in and out of the cell. But cell membrane, they are living membrane because they are selectively permeable. They allow only certain material in and out of the cell. That is why this cell membrane is also known as selectively permeable membrane. Now for the intake of some material, plasma membrane perform two types of physical activity. First is diffusion and second one is osmosis. Diffusion means the movement of molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration, and this diffusion is very necessary for living organism, for exchange of gases and for during transpiration. And osmosis, the movement of water molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration. This osmosis is of two types, endoosmosis and exoosmosis. Endoosmosis means the entry of water molecules into the cell through semi-permeable membrane, and exoosmosis means the exit of water molecules from the cell through semi-permeable membrane. Now related to osmosis, there are three terms. Suppose if we put an animal cell or a plant cell into a solution of sugar or a salt, then three things could be happen. Suppose it is a cell. It is a cell, and the concentration of water is more outside the cell, more as compared to inside. Then cell will gain water, and this type of solution is known as hypotonic solution. And in this solution water molecules are free to pass across the cell membrane in both direction, but more water come into the cell and then will leave. The cell will likely swell up. Second condition, if the medium has exactly the same water concentration as the cell. There will be no net movement of water across the cell membrane. Such a solution is known as isotonic solution. And in isotonic solution, water crosses the cell membrane in both the direction, but the amount going in is the same as amount going out. Hence, there is no overall movement of water and cell will stay the same size. Now, third condition, if the medium has lower concentration of water than the cell will lose water by osmosis. Such a solution is known as hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution, and in hypertonic solution the water crosses the cell membrane in both the direction, but more water leave the cell than the enter it. Therefore, the cell will shrink. Now next is endocytosis. This term is related to plasma membrane. Now what is endocytosis? Endocytosis means plasma membrane engulf food and other substance from external environment. And this endocytosis is of two types, pinocytosis and phagocytosis. Pinocytosis means the intake the tiny droplets of fluid through plasma membrane, and this pinocyte is also known as cell drinking. And phagocytosis, it means intake of solid particles by plasma membrane, and it is also known as cell eating. And amoeba unicellular organism which engulf the food by endocytosis process. Now next is plasmolysis. This term is associated with cell wall when it's a plant cell. When plant cell loses water through osmosis, there is the content of the cell contraction and away from the cell wall, and this phenomena is known as plasmolysis. If this plasmolysed plant cell is immediately placed in hypotonic solution, water enter into the cell by osmosis and cells swell up and come in contact with cell wall. This phenomena is known as deplasmolysis.